Natalie had never really been drawn to guys like Max. He was tall and lean, and even though he was still young, a bald spot had started to form at the top of his head. At first, they didn't seem to click, mostly hanging out within their friend's circle without much deeper connection. But then one day, Max turned out to be the only one who really had her back when things took a turn for the worse. That moment brought them closer, and Natalie soon realized that no one could compare to him. Max, on the other hand, was cautious. He knew she was way out of his league. So when she agreed to go out with him, he couldn't contain his excitement. Their connection deepened fast, and just 2 weeks later, Max invited her over to his place. A few months after that, they secretly tied the knot at the registry office. Max's mother was stunned and urged him not to rush into such big decisions. But he brushed off her concerns, confident that their relationship was strong enough to handle anything. One evening, as they sat together on the couch watching a movie, Natalie got a text. "Christina's having a birthday party. She rented a house outside the city, and it's going to be a big bash," she told Max. "But you won't be able to join me. You've got that business trip." Max felt a pang of disappointment, but kept his emotions in check. He never liked Christina much, thought she was too flighty, easily swayed, and worried she'd lead Natalie down a questionable path. Still, he trusted his wife and their relationship, so he gave her the green light to go alone. Little did he know, that would be a mistake. The party turned out to be huge, packed with people. Christina was celebrating her 30th birthday in full American-style fashion. There was a pool, a ton of booze, and plenty of private rooms for guests to disappear into. "Natalie, meet my coworker," Christina introduced her to a guy. Natalie couldn't help but notice how handsome he was, with a slight stubble and perfectly styled hair that he casually adjusted with a familiar gesture. Robert extended my hand to her, and Natalie instinctively shook it before joining the others. She seemed a little out of place. She was clearly uncomfortable in an unfamiliar company. So she began to sip her cocktail more often, perhaps to calm her nerves. "Would you like another drink?" Robert asked, noticing that her glass was empty. Natalie nodded without hesitation. After the 5th glass, she realized that she was a little tipsy. She found herself laughing at his jokes, let her guard down, and soon they were deep in conversation, exchanging personal stories. It wasn't long before they found themselves in one of the bedrooms on the 2nd floor. Although she later questioned her actions, the experience awakened emotions in her that she did not even know she had. They exchanged contact information, and Natalie did not hide it under another name, confident that her husband would not suspect anything due to their mutual trust. Meanwhile, Max began to notice that something was wrong. His wife was glued to her phone, constantly texting someone and grinning at the screen. He was overcome with jealousy, and he began to wonder who could make her so happy. Natalie brushed it off, saying she was just chatting with friends. It lasted more than a month after the party. Although Robert and I had no official relationship, they talked on a daily basis. She found joy in conversations, and gradually her lover became the main object of attention for her, eclipsing Max. She even started rejecting intimacy with him, which naturally hurt him deeply. One evening, while Natalie was in the bathroom, Max spotted her phone charging on the table. Curiosity got the better of him, and after some internal debate, he decided to try her password. As he scrolled through her messages, one conversation between his wife and Christina caught his eye. Words like, "looking for someone better than Max," immediately grabbed his attention. Intrigued, Max kept reading, and what he uncovered made his heart drop. It became clear that Natalie had been involved with someone else, and was still in contact with them. Just as he processed this disturbing information, a notification from Robert flashed on the screen, confirming his fears. Max opened the chat history and was shocked to find explicit conversations and exchanged photos. Before he could fully digest what he had discovered, Natalie's voice broke through his shock. She just finished her shower and was standing behind him. Startled, Max quickly pointed to the conversation with Robert, demanding to know what was going on. Natalie tried to grab her phone back, but Max held onto it firmly, his grip tightening with the weight of his discovery. Max loomed over Natalie, using his height to keep her at arm's length. Although he already understood what had happened, he demanded the truth from his wife directly. Natalie nervously fiddled with the belt of her robe, which she hurriedly put on after a shower, and began to talk about her affair with Robert. Tears streamed down her face as she begged Max to forgive her and start over, to put her betrayal behind her. But Max, despite the pain, was not ready for this. He told her that he needed time to think, but even after that time, he couldn't find the strength to forgive her. Despite the fact that he tried to play along with them, pretending that they used to love each other, it became painfully clear to Max that Natalie no longer sees him as anything but a friend, a person who is easy to neglect when it comes to clarifying a relationship. Realizing this left him with no choice but to make a difficult decision. Divorce no longer seemed like an option. No matter how hard he tried to forget about it, the pain of her betrayal was too deep. Natalie had to leave, and after a few weeks she eventually moved in with Robert. But it didn't take long for the truth to hit Natalie. Robert wasn't the charming, perfect guy she had initially thought he was. In reality, he was rude, disrespectful, and struggled with a serious drinking problem, exactly what she had always feared. Whenever he drank too much, he became violent, lashing out at anyone, including Natalie, for the slightest misstep. After the third such incident, Natalie finally found the strength to leave him and seek refuge in a small rented apartment. Now, on her own, Natalie found that money no longer covered up the emptiness or provided the comfort Max had once given her. She was forced to face life on her own, grappling with her own challenges. In the quiet of the evenings, she would sink into self-pity, longing for her ex-husband. Sadly, Natalie came to the painful realization far too late that her impulsive choices had been a grave mistake. Rather than bringing about a fresh start, they had destroyed everything that she and Max had carefully built over the years.